Well, happy Wednesday, everybody. It's your coach here. Coach's Call on Tap. We've got a special edition of Coach's Call on Tap. We got a little chalk talk. We have what I'm calling it 8 questions for a high school recruit. This is my first one now, but I am excited about this interview. I'm not going to lie. I've been a big fan of this kid. Not a kid anymore. I've been a big fan of this guy for a long time. I've seen him grow up, seen him mature. I work with his dad. Now he's just a mountain of a freaking quarterback. Let me just tell you a little bit about him. He's a 3-year starting quarterback for St. Dominic Savio. Some people call it the Savio Flex. He broke every Savio quarterback record. Let me show you. His senior year, 9 starts, over 3,300 yards passing, over 41 TDs. Career stats: 25 starts, 7,943 passing yards, and 92 touchdowns. His freaking GPA is higher than this country's interest rate, Tristan. He is just committed to St. John's, the Johnnies, in Collegeville, Minnesota, in the MEAC Conference. Everybody, let's welcome Leyton Riviere. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. How about
Man,
yourself?
I am so happy you are here, my friend. It's been a long journey. Before we get to the questions, how does it feel to finally have made your decision, made up your mind, going to St. John's in Minnesota, buddy?
It's a relief, A year ago, I saw myself. Nobody was really calling, and it was super stressful. And then it just became even more stressful having to talk to all the coaches, and so it's definitely a huge weight off my shoulders. But I'm just glad that I took all the visits. I'm glad that I went through the process and made the right decision.
What visits did you take other than St. John's?
So I went to Southwestern, Austin College. Oh boy, I went to Oklahoma Panhandle State. I went to. There were quite a few of them. I took quite a few visits. I just wanted to make sure went to the right place.
Right.
I really judged super hard every place I went to. Just making sure like it was what I really wanted, and St. John just kind of met every standard that I was looking for.
Wow.
And it just.
Are,
Yes, sir.
are you going to be a freshman starter?
No, sir. So they have I believe he's a 7th-year kid.
Yeah, he's like 32 years old.
He's a little bit older. But he played at Colorado State. And then he transferred into St. John's, and then I believe this will be either his 3rd or 2nd year. But the kid can play. It's gonna be super fun to play behind him. But I got to go in there and earn a job. I'm gonna push him as hard as I can.
Yeah.
But it'll be awesome to learn behind him. I believe he should be the Gallardi front runner, which is the Heisman for that division.
Oh,
shit. Yeah, no. So it'll be awesome to learn behind him and then play behind him as well.
Dude, Tristan, these cats have been like number 6 in the nation, or they've been in the top 10 they win a lot of ball games over there. In St. John's, the Johnnies. I love that. I've been saying that all afternoon since your dad brought it up. I'm like, the Johnnies, man. I just love the Johnnies. But all right, let's go with the questions, man. Let's hit it right here. All right. So number 1, what were a couple of things, either physically, mentally, or in the film room, that you knew you had to get better at in order to have a shot at this next level? And did you get that from your coaches, or your dad, or your granddad? Because you got a good bloodline. You got some freaking athletes. Tristan, did I tell you about the athletes in his family?
Yeah, I know. But I know about his dad a little bit.
Yeah, his dad played some pro ball through the rock a little bit,
Yeah.
But it was baseball. But his granddad, quarterback at UT in the 72 or something like that. Dude was a stud, man. So got some good bloodline. Anyway, what a couple of things that you thought you had to work on, man, to get to the next level?
No, yes, sir. Obviously one thing, not talking about film yet, but just fundamental wise, I knew I wasn't gonna be the tallest out there. I wasn't the biggest, I wasn't fastest.
How tall are you right now?
5'11".
Right now?
Yes, sir. Well, the doctor said it's 5'11" 3/4, so 6 foot, but they
Yeah,
won't give me that. They won't give me that extra quarter.
You're on air, big boy. You're 6'1" as far as I'm concerned. All right, so keep going.
Sir. Yes,
keep
sir.
Going.
But I really worked on just having a really quick release. It was where I could get my advantage, and then going to the film room, it was you see all these guys, you see the Tom Brady's, the Drew Brees, shoot the Brock Purdy's now. They're smarter. They know what's going to happen on the field before the ball's even snapped. And
Right.
that's where I had to get to. And after my sophomore year, and I would say, after my sophomore year, I realized that I wasn't really reading the field. I was just kind of throwing the ball. But I mean, that's high school football. But I saw that if I really wanted to play ball at the next level, I was gonna have to start reading coverages,
Right.
start making those reads. And so Mr. Bryant, Clee Bryant, he passed away a year ago today. So I committed today. He was my quarterback coach, and not only my quarterback coach, but my mentor. He was awesome.
Yeah.
I miss him every day. But we really went to work on coverages and what to see, what to throw, what they give you. And then another thing I'd say I work on is just taking the check down. Yes, I love to push the ball down the field, and everybody does. I mean, every quarterback should. Um, but just taking the easy check downs, taking what they give you. If the corner's off, just take the check downs. And I'd say those are the three parts of my game that I really worked on and that'll really help me get to the next level.
Yeah. So quick release and film room. That's the big thing. I mean, you've got to be able to see the coverages, to see the roll downs, to see the checks, where your hot read's coming from, because somebody's going to blitz at some point in time. They have to
Yes,
blitz
sir.
you, right? You didn't
Yes,
just
sir.
sit back there and throw the ball.
Well, yeah, it was nice when they let me, but if they let me,
They were
it,
stupid too, but that's
yeah,
all right.
hey, there was a team that I think they had like seven DBs one game, but we used to just sling the ball around. But I couldn't have done it without my wideouts this year. We had a really good group, and it made it really easy on me. Made me look good, but I couldn't have done it without them.
Yeah, this guy had he was like a 7 foot slot receiver to tight end. What didn't you?
Oh, so that was my junior year. Ben
Okay.
Cheezer's his name. He actually didn't go play college ball. He could have gone anywhere. He was stupid talented. And he would have been awesome to have this year for sure. But
Yeah.
he went off to college, but he was an awesome target.
Well, moving on, I'm glad you said the film room, because that's always big, and that's where these guys make a living. That's why they're so good. Even those guys that hate guys like Brock Purdy, that's what makes him good. When did it go? You're in this chunk and duck offense, and believe this or not, back in the '90s when I first started coaching, I was an offensive coordinator. That's what we ran, was a certain version of the run and shoot. A lot of coaches call it the chuck and duck, because then nobody liked it, because all you did was throw it. But in coaching high school ball, college ball, different levels of high school ball, and getting into college, and then even into the pros, the game gets faster.
Mm-hmm.
At what point in time, because I know you went to Savio Flex your sophomore year, at one point in time did the game slow down for you to where you could really see the field and go, all right, coach, I don't need you much anymore. I can see this. I can do my checks. I can do this, that, and the other. At what point in time, Leyton, did the game slow down for you, man?
Yes, sir. So I would say probably towards the end of my junior year, it slowed down a little bit. I mean, it definitely was a lot slower my junior year than my sophomore year, just because
Yeah.
I knew where I was going. But when it really slowed down was at the end of my junior year, and then all senior year, it was pretty much
It was easy. Just
my
say it.
checks. It was
Just say
yeah.
it. Just say
No,
it. Just say
it got
it. Just say
easy.
it.
It did.
Yeah. They didn't stand a chance. These punks,
No.
they got off the bus. They didn't stand a chance. Come
Yeah,
on, man.
no, I mean, there came a point towards the end of the season this year where I didn't even have to really check anything. It was just kind of like me and the receiver would just look at each other, and it'd be like, we
It's
already
on.
knew. And
It's on,
that's one of
baby.
the coolest things. You're really good when you can do that. And
Yeah.
but
Did you
no,
go
it
undefeated
definitely
your high school year, your last year?
no, sir. So I went 8-1 in 9 games, and then I was sick one of the games. It killed me. But it was a good opportunity for my little brother's my backup, so it was a
That's
good
another
opportunity
cool
for him to
story,
do
but we're not going to get into that because this is your day, Leighton.
it.
All right,
Yes,
Nolan,
sir.
just shut up and get in the back. Okay. But yeah, your dad was so distraught that day. I
Yeah,
remember
no,
that.
that one hurt, especially because it was one we lost, and it was one that we should have won. So that one hurt, and then watching it at home because they had it on a live broadcast, that one hurt. But I mean, God has a plan, and It is what
God,
it is.
you see this, Tristan? The guy already has coach the player speak. You know what I mean?
You have
Like
a
he can
PR
get,
guy already.
yeah, yeah. Like he's ready. He's ready for Aaron Andrews with the mic. He's saying just the right things, dude. This is awesome. All right, so I'm gonna give you a tough one here, Leyton.
Yes, sir.
And I gotta ask this because everybody always wonders, and everybody thinks there's a big difference. But I gotta ask you this question. Um, Do you regret not playing like at a 5A, 6A public school like a Westlake or a Lake Travis or South Lake Carroll, where obviously, I mean, this is just the facts. You're going to get more colleges look at you there. Do you regret not going that route and staying in private school?
Yes, sir. I mean, it's always cool to play in front of tens of thousands of fans every Friday. But I don't regret it one bit. I love the decision I made. I'm super grateful that my parents supported me in the decision I made. Um, just the small town feel, just everybody you know at the school coming to your game every Friday, and you knowing they're there because I mean, the stadium we played at wasn't huge, but just the atmosphere and then the people you meet along the way. I'll never forget it. One of the biggest blessings was meeting Coach Green, the head coach. He actually lives just down the road. One of the greatest people that ever walked in my life. Awesome. I
Listen to
wouldn't be
this
here
guy.
without him. But I don't regret it one bit. I loved every bit of it, all 3 years. And it was truly a blessing.
Wow. Wow. I couldn't have said it better myself. I mean, I just couldn't have said it better myself. This guy, the ceiling on this kid, Tristan, is, I mean, I don't know. They're doing things right over there in Pflugerville. Hey, Rhett, you're doing it right over there. Dana, y'all keep doing it, man. Jeez. What a
Talk about
great.
let's talk about NIL. Is there NIL in
Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
Ah,
Don't jump on me, man. Come on. All right, here we go. Uh, First of all, tell me about the process you went through, man. You and I
Yes,
know your
sir.
dad was there step by step. We talked a lot about it. Tell me the process you went through to get seen or get on the recruiting radar because you're the small Savio, man. It's a small
hmm
private school, right?
Yes, sir.
Tell me what you did to get seen and what teams came at you from the beginning. Say, hey, come on over here. We're going to give you a scholarship or not a scholarship, but we want you to play. How was that process for you, bro?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So to be honest, when I got over there my sophomore year, I would actually say I was recruited a little bit. TCU had me out for junior day. That was pretty cool. But then that was it till the beginning of my senior year. We heard nothing junior year, nothing really sophomore year, and that was a killer. That hurt because I was putting up some of the best stats in the state, and they just kept saying, "Oh, you're at a small school. We don't have any competition." And I mean that hurt. It was super stressful. I mean all I want to do is play college ball.
Yeah.
But I mean you can't control everything. You can just control what you can control. And so I really put time into the weight room. I put time into film, and that's all I could do. So it became. I mean it was super stressful, but camp season was also super stressful. I will say that's one of the least fun things I will ever do. Going to a camp and there being 80 quarterbacks is not it's not the most fun thing.
Right.
Traveling 3 hours, which thank gosh to my parents, taking me all over the place. I wouldn't be here without them. But that those were not fun. You would go there, you get like 4 reps, and you'd go to the car and be like, man, I'm sorry. Like I apologize. That was a waste of our time. Uh, but no, it was super stressful. But I got my first offer, the first practice of the year. It was right before I got to practice, and they called me, and it was a random number. I just answered. I was about to leave for practice, and they're like, hey man, we want to offer you an opportunity to come play football, and it was awesome. It was one of the best feelings.
Where was it?
Calvin College in Grand Rapids. They're
Okay.
starting up a program up there. And it was awesome. I was super grateful. And then it just kind of boomeranged from there, like it always does. But I would say a big part of my recruiting, I mean, you obviously hit on the like it's a small school, Savio, private school. I had to be so active on social media.
Yeah.
And that one was a killer because I mean, it's not fun to post about yourself. I don't like talking about myself. So
Really?
that
Because I love talking about me.
he really does. He
Oh
really
my
does.
gosh, dude.
Yes, sir. No, I hated it. I would always go to my parents and be like, "What do I say? Like, I don't want to sound like cocky and stuff." Like,
Yeah.
but I mean, you had to, and that was a huge part of recruiting was just being active on Twitter is the only way to get get seen. And like coaches would
Right.
come to our school and be like, "Oh yeah, we've never heard of Savio. Like, glad we found you." And that was just insane to me. Like, if I didn't do this, they they wouldn't be here right now, you
Right.
know. But no, it was like Coach Green kind of walked me through the whole process, our head coach, and he was spot on with everything he said. To be patient, it's gonna come, and he's been 100% spot on. And but yeah,
I got you. So, how did you end up choosing St. John's, the Johnnies?
yes,
I love
sir.
saying the Johnnies.
So I went on all my visits, and it was the last one I took. I had another one scheduled, but I just knew that St. John's was the place I wanted to be. Um, but they just went all out for us. No school went all out for us and showed that they wanted us that much. Me and my buddies went up there. Um, and there wasn't a school that did that for us. So I mean, it obviously made you feel like, oh wow, like this school really wants me. And then just the quarterback room, even for me, um, they're all my size. You can tell they're going for a type of quarterback, a pro style. I mean, doesn't have to be super tall. And that, I mean,
Wow.
that meant
Hey, see, there you go. Don't,
meant
hey,
something to
you're a
me.
pro style quarterback. Tell the world you can't be ashamed of that, brother. I am a
No,
pro
not at
style
all.
quarterback.
Yeah, I am a pro style quarterback. But and then also they were the only school to come into my house and say we're gonna pass the ball. Um, Nobody else did that, and that also meant something to me because I mean, obviously, I love passing the ball, but they answer a lot of questions that are hard to answer, and it just when I went up there, it felt like home, and so made the decision, and I'm super happy.
All right.
What number do you
Tristan?
wear?
So I wear 11. Mr. Bryan, as I was talking about earlier, he passed away a year ago today. Um, and he wore 11 in college. And when I was at his funeral, I was just kind of sitting there because they had his jersey up at the front, and I was just like, man, I gotta wear 11. So
Wow.
I'll wear 11, and I think I
Dude,
should be able to wear 11 next year. I think that's what they're saying. Maybe not. We'll see. But
how
it,
good is this kid, Tristan? Are you kidding me? I mean,
I'm
who
actually
wouldn't want this? Who wouldn't want this guy?
when
But
we
let's ask him the tough question, Tristan. Go ahead.
get off here, I'm gonna watch this film.
Let's ask him the tough question. So, how much money are you making over there, buddy?
yes, sir. So
Are you
NIL
allowed to
wise,
say first of all?
oh yeah, I think
Oh
so. I
yeah,
mean,
you can.
Okay,
You
yeah.
I didn't
betcha.
know.
Let's go.
They talked a little bit about it. So basically, I mean, I won't be making much. It's just unless like a small community or it's not community, but a small store or something. Um, but as long as it's all for the right reasons. But they have, I believe, I could
Yeah,
be
new
wrong,
bike,
but
new bike or something.
they talked about an app, which I think it's for a lot of like the smaller programs now. Is they you can go on there and say like a happy birthday to somebody's kid or like a meet and greet or a signature or something,
Yeah, it's
and you can
Cameo.
come. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's what it's called, and then you can put your price on there. I believe they have that. I could be mistaken. Some kids were talking about it a
yeah,
little bit. Um, but I believe that's all they're doing, and then I believe I'd be able to sign whatever I want.
yeah. Art Manning charges like $3,500 a Cameo. You believe
Jeez,
that? Kid
that's
doesn't.
insane.
All he does is wear headsets and
Where's
writes on a
St. John's
chalkboard.
at? Is it in Texas?
It's in Minnesota.
Collegeville,
Where?
Collegeville, baby, Minnesota.
Oh, you're going far.
Yes, sir.
Dude, you
Yes,
need to
sir.
look it up. I looked it up online. Dude, it is beautiful.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's surrounded by like four lakes, and then you can get a permit to hunt on campus up there. You can fish on campus. They actually have I was looking into it the other day. You can ski on campus. They have like I believe they have like 3,000 or 30,000 acres or
Uh-oh.
something. It's awesome.
Uh-oh. You know what comes with skiing, huh?
Snow bunnies. Um,
Oh, watch out, boys. Watch out. Got a new sheriff coming into town. So let me ask you this: you went on your visit.
Hmm.
I've been on visits too, but it was a long time ago when it just wasn't that much fun. So did how many boosters did you meet? Did a booster like sneak an envelope in your pocket and try to talk you into it? What had any of that cool
Uh,
stuff happen?
so no, they actually didn't introduce us to any boosters or anything, but they did fly us up there. They took us to a frozen lake. They made us walk
Wow.
on a frozen lake. And then they introduced us to a ton of people. Boosters, no. They showed it. They've got some really cool suites. They said their boosters stay in. But no, I didn't.
Really?
I didn't meet any boosters. But the whole coaching staff was there. Literally every meeting we sat in on, I think every coach was in there. Then the head coach pulled us in. He talked to us. It was super cool. And then they had like a whole presentation for us.
Yeah.
And then another cool thing was all the players kept saying like, "Oh, like play Texas, Texas." It's the song. I don't know if you've heard it, but they played it the whole time. It was hilarious.
Well, that's cool, man. And I see you wearing some St. John's gear
Yes,
there.
sir. I got some St. John's gear, and then I got a hat too.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, it's a pretty
That's Ole
sweet
Miss
hat.
colors, man. Those are
It
sweet.
is Ole Miss. It's sweet colors. I was talking to the baseball coach though, and
I was going to ask you that.
yeah,
Are you gonna dabble into a little baseball, make your dad happy?
I don't know yet.
All
I
right,
want to.
good.
I mean, I want to.
As long as it's on the table, buddy.
I want to go earn a job for baseball, or not. Oh my gosh, for football.
Yeah.
I mean that's why I'm going there.
That keeps your granddad happy. And now, come on, let's get the cleats
But
on,
I
buddy.
mean, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, I don't think I'll know for a little bit. The
Yeah.
baseball coaches did talk to us while we were there though, and they were super cool. They were super nice. But we were talking about their colors because they have no baby blue in their like, baseball uniforms, which I was kind of surprised. And
Really?
so we asked him about it. He was like, "I hate the baby blue. It's not in our colors." And I was like, "Yes, sir. You're right. Yes, sir."
All right, I'll stay on the baseball side, coach. Thank you. Thank you for having an open mind over there. But hey, let's move on. A couple more questions. What now that you're there, you know you're going there, you can settle down, you can relax. What are your athletic goals at St. John's, and how quick are you looking to get on the field?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My goal is obviously to go learn and a stud this year there. I mean, he's really good. And so I hope to just sit there and learn behind him freshman year.
Yeah.
And then I mean, the goal is to get on by sophomore year. I mean, that would be the dream, but I mean, you got to go earn it. It's not going to be given to you.
Yeah.
But hopefully I can break some records while I'm there. And
There
that
you
offense,
go.
I think it's possible. I think it's very possible. And then hopefully we can get some really good receivers up there. I know some of my teammates are looking into it. But
There
we'll
you
see.
go.
But no, I would definitely say records are a big goal, and then just getting on the field, no matter what it is. When I was out there, I was talking to some of the players, and they're like, "Yeah, you just got to get on the field. Have you ever played special teams?" And I was like, "Man, I can hold." And they're like, "Yeah, we need to hold it." I was like, "Sure, that
You're a
gets me on the travel
quarterback.
squad."
You're a quarterback. Keep your ass off the field until you get behind the center. That's it, plain and simple.
Yeah.
And until then, you can go play a little
No.
shortstop for the Johnnies.
Now
Yes, sir.
I'm unfamiliar with D3 football. Like,
Mhm.
is there like a playoff? Is there like
Yes, sir.
is there
Yes.
championships and shit like that?
Yes, sir, there is. So it's a little different than Division One. So Division Two and Division Three, they have a big tournament. I believe it's 16 teams. 16 teams get in. It's very interesting though. So St. John's actually didn't get in this year. They got kind of robbed. But like teams like even teams that like win their conferences, if they don't have like a hard enough schedule, they won't get in. It's very interesting. But
Hmm.
D3 football has like the most teams in the country. I think they have around like 256
Yeah.
football teams, which is a
Is,
lot.
is that the one the South Dakota Jackrabbits won this year?
That's FCS, Division One FCS.
Okay. All right.
Yes, sir. So there's Division One FBS, and then Division One FCS, and then D2 and D3.
Gotcha.
So
Yes,
our
sir.
boy Layton's looking to break some records. Not really. You know, if you get on the field this year, that'd be okay a little
Yes,
bit.
sir.
Let's not ruin a year though. I mean, we want that red
Yes,
shirt,
sir.
right? We want that red
Yes,
shirt.
sir.
I know you can't. We talked about it, but we're not going to say anything. The transfer portal it's always there. It's always it's like that. You get the angel in one side and then the devil in the other, and that devil's the transfer portal. But I know you got a good head on your shoulders. I'm gonna let's leave everybody with one more question. Probably the most important question here. I love this question. I love when I was asked this question. I'm going to ask you the same. If you had one thing you could change or do all over again, what would that be?
Yes, sir. No, that's an amazing question, and I hope there's kids on here that are in 8th grade or middle school right now listening, because if I was listening to this, if I could do it all over again, I would get in the weight room sooner. It's just such a big part. It's just staying healthy, taking the hits you're gonna take. It's just something you have to do. And I wish I would have got in there sooner. And I wish I would have ate more. Because size is a huge deal. You
Yeah.
can't control your height, but you can control your muscle. You can control how much you weigh and how healthy you are, you know. There's a lot of kids in high school that don't get to play as much and don't get to put up as much film because they're hurt or they're injured or
Yeah.
they're not healthy. And that's a huge part to playing at the next level. And so if I could do it all over again, I would get in the weight room sooner. I'd put more weight on. But that, and then also just, the recruiting process for Division 1 goes by so fast. They say they can't talk to you. It's not true. These kids are getting offered at the
Yeah.
class of 2027s are committing right now.
Right.
I wish I would have gotten to it sooner, but how was I supposed to know?
Right.
And this is a new recruiting age too. Not a lot of people know how to use Twitter, especially the young kids,
Yeah.
I had no idea that coming out of middle school that I was gonna have to get on Twitter and start posting my film. I always thought, oh, if you're good enough, they'll find you, you know. But the sad part today that's not the case. If you're good enough, that you will get an opportunity, but the big schools that you want to go to, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
But no, I definitely say that, and just and probably enjoying it more. I think I was so stressed out my junior year just about where I was gonna like if I was gonna get opportunity to play and just trying to go put up as many stats as I could that I
Right.
wasn't enjoying it. I wasn't enjoying spending time with my brothers. That was one of the last year senior class was one of the best classes I've ever been a part of. They were awesome, and I didn't enjoy it enough. It went by so quick. But yeah, I would definitely say those are some things that I would do over again for sure.
There we
If
go. Tristan, you got anything?
one more, if you didn't get offered, let's just say it didn't happen. It
Yes,
just
sir.
didn't work out. Would you have tried to walk on somewhere?
Yes, sir. No, 100%. I don't know what I would do with myself if I wasn't doing something. I always, because some of my teammates are kind of dabbling in not playing, and I just kind of sit there and think to myself like, boy, what would I do if I was just a student, you know? And there's nothing wrong with that. But it's just I would have to do something. If I wasn't playing football, I'd have to go be on the staff or something. Like I'll be an equipment manager. I don't know what I'd do without it.
It's these Revere boys, Tristan. They got that dog in them, man. And it started with the granddad, and he went and played at UT, and then his daddy, and now all these kids, his younger brothers, they're coming. They're coming. They're on his heels, Leyton. I
Yes.
want to thank you for taking the time tonight and coming on and sharing your story with us a little bit, man. Again, Leyton Riviere, he's going to St. John's, the Johnnies in Collegeville, Minnesota, in the MEAC conference. We're so proud of you. We wish you the best of luck. This is number 11. All right. Number
Don't
one
forget
in my
about us when
heart.
you start breaking records.
Number one in my heart, Leyton Riviere. Thank you for being on. This is Coach's Call on Tap. Your coach signing off. Adios.